Well, this story is kind of sad. Miss USA Chelsea Kryst, she died by jumping from her New York City apartment. Now, this girl, I met her, I think twice. I met her at the Savage Fenty event, and then I met her at the Wendy Williams Wax Museum, the wax thing for Madame Tussauds. She was there with Extra interviewing Wendy. Me, her, and our mutual friend Alicia Quarles from Good Morning America. We were all just kind of talking. We're all black, and we were all there supporting a black talk show host. And she was such a nice, energetic, sweet girl. To think that she jumped, she's only 30 years old. So let me tell you what happened. She jumped from her high-rise apartment in New York City. That really just bothers me on so many levels because there's so many of you out there that are struggling with mental health or depression. The holidays just happened. It's a new year. COVID seems like it's never going to end. People are dying around us all the time. Life is just stressful. You got Omicron, you got death row, you got all these different variants popping up. And this girl, you look at her on the outside, she's a beauty queen. She's beautiful. She jumped out of her window and hit the ground. Now, I don't know what building she lived in because I lived on 42nd Street. I recently just moved out of my apartment building, and the 42nd Street was where I lived at the Sky Tower. It was a beautiful building, but we had balconies there too, and I had a balcony, so I don't know if she lived there, but she lived on the 9th floor and was last seen on the 29th floor terrace. So hours before, can you Google what apartment building she lived in? So because there's only two buildings on 42nd Street that I could think of. It's that one and the Silver Tower right across the street. But either way, she posted something before her death. Do we have a photo? This is what she posted. She said, "May this day bring you rest and peace." Now, there was a note left in her apartment saying that she will leave all of her belongings to her mother. Now, I'll tell you, I did make some phone calls.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, what I've been told is that she had a very difficult relationship with her mother. And she was very open about that relationship and how toxic it was. Have we seen that online anywhere? We have?
Well, she wrote an op-ed for Essence.
She wrote an op-ed. Do we have anything here? Well, there's an op-ed apparently that she wrote. Huh? That's where she lived. In Essence. And so her and her mother had a checkered history. So it's interesting that she said she's going to leave everything to her mother. But this is what her family said. Her great light was one that inspired others around the world with her beauty and strength. She cared, she loved, she laughed, and she shined. More importantly, as a daughter, sister, friend, mentor, and colleague, we know her impact will live on. The girl was 30, beautiful, successful, living in New York City, and still wasn't enough. Yeah, I remember Floyd told me how all the money in the world is not going to make you happy. You're either going to be happy or you're not. Happiness is a continual process that you have to work on. And I mean, I was watching her, her tributes, my friend Gio Benitez from Good Morning America and his husband Tommy, and just all friends in the industry and journalism who knew her have nothing but good things to say about her. And there was not one person she felt she could call to get help. So I just want to take time to say, if you're out there, anybody that you know is out there thinking of hurting themselves, because we all have down days. I've been there, y'all. I've been there. If you read my book, there was at least 3 or 4 times where I was on my way out, but I decided to keep on moving. I'm in love with life now. It doesn't mean it's not stressful, but if you know anybody or you yourself are struggling, you got to call somebody. And if you don't have a friend, call the National Suicide Prevention Network. There's 24-hour service. It's a toll-free number, 1-800-273-8255, 1-800-273-8255. Please, 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 please use it. And suicide is so selfish. I mean, I'm not shaming her or people who have committed suicide, but it's so final. And even though I didn't know this woman personally, like on the level where I'm not even going to act like we talked on the phone or nothing like that. I was just seeing her in passing. It did bother me to a place that I actually sat with it for a while and thought about it and thought what were the thoughts leading up to wanting to jump over a 9th story balcony and hit the cement? And then there's the act of having to go over and then hitting the cement. Who was below? Who saw it? Who was traumatized? People were traumatized. Who had to clean that up? People were traumatized. The family, really sad. So I'm sending my love to everybody, and I hope that all of you out there are, look, check on your strong friends too, y'all. All right.